So Christians will confess to, man, some of the most shocking and disturbing things, and they'll just be willing to say they've done wrong on so many levels. But one of the things I find they have a difficult time confessing to is envy or jealousy. Um, Most people don't want to admit that they're envious or jealous. As a matter of fact, only two people I've ever met have really said to me flat out, man, I just am full of envy and jealousy. Why don't we like to admit to that? Well, it's because it's petty and it's childish and it just feels small, but it still remains. It still remains within us. What is it? What are we saying when we're saying that we're jealous or envious? Timothy Keller put it this way: envy is wanting someone else's life. It's wanting the success somebody else has for ourselves. It's a worldly way of looking at people. As a matter of fact, James 3:14 says the wisdom of the world is full of envy, this bitter envy and a kind of selfish ambition. It's the preoccupation with ourselves that does it, right? We just want our thing. We don't want anybody to do better than we do. And it's not just a minor problem. As a matter of fact, Proverbs 14:30 says it rots the bones. And Psalm 73 says, I almost slipped when I looked around and saw that sinners were doing really well and they were succeeding, and I became envious. And he said it almost made me fall. And so physically and spiritually, it's destructive. It puts us at odds with God as we look and say, why don't you give me what they have? It puts us at odds with other people as we see them only through the lens of envy. It puts us at odds with ourselves because it rots within us. It is a gangrene that just continually is eating away and eating away at us. It all comes from an inflamed desire, that desire for us to be at the center of everything. And that puts us at odds in all our relationships. And that's why Proverbs 23:17 says, don't let your heart be envious. And Proverbs 24:1 says, don't envy evil people. And so does Proverbs 24:19 says the same thing. Don't envy the wicked. Proverbs knows, wisdom knows that when we get in those cycles of envy and jealousy and comparison of what other people have versus what we have, it ruins our contentment. It robs us of good relationships all the way around, and it's always a losing game.